Machine learning can be so confusing, and I don't blame you. There are so many sources out there, like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. But I really want to take you guys from square one and teach you why do we really need machine learning and what we can use it for and why it's so useful. And when you hear all these terms, data science, AI, machine learning, neural networks, it's so confusing, but don't panic, I'm here to help. So let's get right into it. So machine learning is essentially using your machine or your computer, any device you're using, to try to teach that computer how to deal with problems with the least amount of programming. Because we have some problems that we simply can't solve by building our own algorithm, and we need the computer to understand how to attack the problem, and then based on the structure of the problem, the computer will fit a certain algorithm to that problem and solve it. So there's this basic structure to using machine learning algorithms and problem solving. We'll first start with designing and choosing the model that best fits our problem, and then we need to take our data from some source, whether it be a pre-installed database or something that we find online. We take our model and train it on the pre-existing data. And once the model is trained on that pre-existing data, we can make new predictions on data that we want to have insights on, and we can also make inferences on the algorithm. So you might be asking, so I know how to design how a machine learning algorithm approaches a problem, but how does the model actually learn from what it's looking at, from its data? So it's basically like an analogy of a person shooting a basketball. So they'll shoot their first shot that they ever take, and they miss. And then they'll try again and adjust the position of their shot based on the way the ball hit the rim or didn't hit the rim. And there's this process of trying and repeating, failing, learning from, gaining insights from what just happened, and readjusting. So a machine learning algorithm works the same way. It'll train on data, produce results. If the results are not satisfying or meet your certain expectations or are not accurate enough, it will adjust certain hyperparameters, readjust, and then will produce more accurate results. And that's just how machine learning algorithms learn. So there are two distinctive categories of machine learning. There's supervised learning and there's unsupervised learning. So supervised learning is when you tell the model what to do. So you'll tell the model to predict and classify something. So let's say we have images of dogs and cats, we'll classify between a dog and a cat. The data has labels, so the model can understand what a cat looks like and what a dog looks like, and can easily just classify. Or using a regression model. Unsupervised learning is a little bit different. It's giving the model data that is unlabeled and letting the model understand the distribution of the data in terms of probability, clustering. And by the way, if you guys want to check out a great clustering video, this is a great video for k-means clustering. So the difference is that supervised learning, you tell the model exactly what it's supposed to look for, and unsupervised learning, the model tries to understand the data without any previous input or insight. So let's kind of break down all the terms we had that we talked about before. So the overarching term is artificial intelligence. So that's the umbrella term for everything that we're talking about here. And then under artificial intelligence, we have machine learning. And this is a great diagram. This is what I'm getting all my information from. So we have artificial intelligence and machine learning. And believe it or not, and this is not really representative in our channel, but machine learning is not all about neural networks. So you have classic algorithms, and then you have our neural networks, and deep learning is a subset of those neural networks. So let's talk a little bit about classic algorithms and neural networks. So classic algorithms are algorithms that might just take an input and map it to the output, and they're basically the same in format. But neural networks and deep learning takes an input, and we don't really know what the model structure is going to be, So we set up a neural network with many layers and nodes, and we adjust the architecture based on what the output looks like and what the accuracy is, and adjust over time, and then we get an optimal model. So basically we've covered all of this diagram, but I'd like to hop into a couple more key terms that you're going to be hearing a lot once you get into machine learning. So the first term that I'd like to describe is ensemble learning, and this is a little bit more complicated than what I'm going to say, but it's just a basic overview. Ensemble learning is using a bunch of predictive models and combining them so that we can get a best prediction, and I think this diagram explains it the best. We have each of our individual models with our data sets result in a prediction, and we use all of those insights to have the most accurate prediction by using all the information that we got from all our different models. So the next term that we go into is reinforcement learning, and this is also very complicated, but reinforcement learning is not for inputs and outputs. Reinforcement learning basically uses an environment that gives some feedback. So think about playing a game of PacMan. The PacMan will go around, you'll collect all those dots, you collect the cherries, and if you bump into a ghost, you lose a life, right? So reinforcement learning would be useful for that situation because the outcome is binary, win or lose, but you're also gaining rewards. So reinforcement learning accounts for rewards and trains the model so they can play games like PacMan, and I'll also be going into reinforcement learning in future videos, but that's just a basic overview. So obviously I didn't cover everything, we just covered the very, very, very tiniest tip of the iceberg, but I hope I gave you some insight about machine learning. If you did like this video, make sure to subscribe and like. That would be much appreciated. And we have more videos like this on our channel. Check out our machine learning tutorial playlist and our other playlists on our homepage. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.